For us to start reading music, one most important thing is to know how we name lines and how we name the music notes. Looking at the keyboard here, we need to know how we name. In music, we name using letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When you reach G, you start again from A. Look at the keyboard. When you look at the keyboard, every keyboard, piano keyboard, will have this arrangement of music notes. When you look at the keyboard, it has 2 black notes, then 3 black notes. 2 black notes, then 3 black notes. 2 black notes, then 3 black notes. The pattern continues as long as it is a keyboard. So, what do you need to understand here? Before every 2 black notes, the note below is C. Look at these 2 black notes. This is C. Look at these 2 black notes. So this is C. Look at these 2 black notes. This is C. So how are we going to name? Before the 2 black notes, we start with C. You continue, becomes D, then E, F, G. But we said when we reach G, we start again A. So from G, we go to A, B, and then C again. The pattern continues. When you look at this longer keyboard, you can see C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C again, D, E, F, G, A, B, C again, like that, like that, like that, and the pattern continues. Now, this you see is an example of the staff. The line is where we write the music. It is what we call staff. So this is an example of a staff. What we can note clearly here is that the higher up in the stave, the higher the pitch of the music note. The lower down in the stave, the lower the pitch of the music note. That means this note is higher than this. That means this is the lowest note. That means this is the highest note. So the higher up in the stave, the higher the pitch. The lower down in the stave, the lower the pitch. Another thing that we have to remember is that letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the only letters used to name the notes. And the pattern keeps repeating itself. Instead of going on to H, I, J, K, etc., we start again at A. So it becomes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Another thing to note is that before every 2 black notes, the note down is a C. So you start from there, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, again C, and the pattern continues. Another thing we need to talk about now are the clefs. Clefs. Look at this symbol. This is called a treble clef. Treble clef or G clef. Look at this symbol. This is called bass clef or F clef. This is called F clef or bass clef. This is called G clef or treble clef. Commonly, like in the grand stuff, treble clef has voices for soprano, alto. Bass clef has voices for tenor bass. Naming the lines and spaces on treble clef. Every line you see in music, every line, every space has a name. Now we need to understand how to name these these lines and spaces. Look at this note. This note is in a line. 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 But look at this note. This note is in a space. 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 I think you can see the difference between a line and a space. So, naming the lines on treble clef, we have two formulas. The first formula says, every good boy deserves favor. We start from down. You write the formula starting from down, not from up. Every good, that's the second line from down. Boy, that's third line from down. Deserves, that's fourth line. Favor, that's the fifth line. So this would be, every good boy deserves favor. That is our formula. I hope you get it by heart and you don't forget it. Then the formula for naming spaces on treble clef, you just write the word face starting from down. Face, you see, this is F, the second space is A, the third space is C, the fourth space is E, and these make the word face. Here, every good boy deserves favor. Then this one, face. That is how we name the lines and spaces on treble clef. Naming the lines and spaces on bass clef. On the bass clef, we have two formulas. Good boys deserve fine awards. This is a formula for naming lines on the bass clef. This is line G, good. Line B, boys. Line D, deserve. Line F, fine. Line A, awards. Good boys deserve fine awards. That will help you to name the lines on the bass clef. Naming spaces on the bass clef. See, this note is in a space, this is in a space, this is in a space, this is in a space. We have a formula that says, all cows eat grass. Or, this is A, cows, this is C, eat, this is E, grass, this is G. So we have two formulas for naming lines on the bass clef. Good boys deserve fine awards. All cows eat grass. As of now, we have four formulas. The first formula is for naming lines on treble clef. Every good boy deserves favor. And naming spaces on treble clef, the word face. Naming lines on the bass clef, good boys deserve fine awards. Naming spaces on the bass clef, all cows eat grass. The grand stuff. The treble clef combined with bass clef. That's what you call the grand stuff. The way you look at this, we have combined all the formulas. This is the bass clef, you can see the symbol. This is the treble clef, you can see the symbol. Treble clef is also called G clef, bass clef is also called F clef. So you can see our formulas. We said, naming lines on treble clef, every good boy deserves favor. You can see the formula. Naming spaces on treble clef, the word face. You can see the word face. Naming lines on the bass clef, good boys deserve fine awards. You can see that. Naming lines on bass clef, good boys deserve fine awards. Then naming spaces on bass clef, all cows eat grass. What other thing do we need to understand at this stage? When we say grand staff, that means we cannot avoid what we call ledger lines. Ledger lines, these are the short lines we add when the note is not directly in the line or space. In the line or space, like the lines on treble clef, lines on the bass clef, there is a possibility of finding a note like here in this short line. Now this is what you call a ledger line. In this case, this short line here is called the mid-row C. Between the bass clef and the treble clef, there is what we call mid-row C. Mid-row C. So now we want to name all the lines from down, from up. If we start from here, good boys deserve fine awards, all cows eat grass. When we combine all this, you can see this is G, this is A, this is B, C, D, E, F, G, A. From A in the alphabet, you should be continuing to B. From B, you go to C, which is the mid-row C. From C, you go to D. From D, you go to E. You have already connected to the treble clef. From E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So now you can see the grand stuff the way it is so far. From here, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G is already here above above the stave. Now, if you create a short line here, like this one here, what will it be called? This line will be called A because you are from G. This one will be called A. If you create another one above this line, this short line A, it will be, the space will be called B, and then the line that you add will be called C. You continue in the alphabet. If you create a space below G, in the alphabet we say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So F is the one before G. So now count backwards. Before G, it is F. Before F, it is E. Before E, it is D. You can continue downwards and add. Considering a grand staff, the way now you can see the way it is drawn here. When we are writing music, this is not exactly the way it looks because we always have to fit words in between. We cannot just connect the grand stuff like this, so it always looks like this. Like now here, if you see this ledger line, this is a mid-row C on the bass clef, and this is a mid-row C on the treble clef. When you look at the grand stuff, you see there is only one ledger line here. It is only one. So when you look at this one here, don't expect that the sound of this is different from the sound of this. Mid-row C as indicated from the treble clef, mid-row C as indicated from the bass clef. So considering a grand staff, on the treble clef, mid-row C is on the ledger line below the stave. On the bass clef, mid-row C is on the ledger line above the stave. Thank you. We meet for the next lesson.